What is the name of the spell? Convergence. The name of the spell is Convergence. Oh yeah, thank you. From the pattern buffer. That's an interesting name. So it's down in the basement, and it's like if you're standing on the safe hill, look to your right and look down towards the door, and it's kind of like close to the wall to the right of that door. You are a friend neutral. I owe you big time. A 93% res is like huge because Howling Stones is not easy to get a res in. There was a cleric down there last night, but I haven't seen them at all tonight. Also, make sure you drag that corpse like way back up against the wall. We might need to group. Oh shit, I'm grouping. No longer solo cell phone. Those of you watching, I've already taken reses before. Ooh, I can actually invite you to my group from out here. I wonder if we were supposed to do that before. Oh no, I got it. Okay, I am gonna click this. Is the area clear of enemies? This would be an epic troll if if he pulled me back in and I just got wiped out again. You are amazing. Let me give you some parados. I have res sickness. It's kind of scary. I don't think anybody else is down here though, so we should be okay. Here, take these parados. But you didn't take them. You don't want the Parados? Well, I am really, really appreciative of that. Because dropping back down to 61% would have been really painful. And so I'm back up to 68. And once this res sickness wears off, I'm going to gate out. I'm going to run back to Cabalus and turn in the spell and see if I get a pet spell. Hopefully I get an upgrade off this. So even though I only got like a 3% gain on the level tonight, that's still not too bad considering I died. If there's any way I can repay the favor, Neutral, let me know. But I'm actually going to go... I'm going to go wait outside because I don't want to be the victim of an unfortunate circumstance. How about us hitting 60 already? I'm working on it. I've grinded like 40% of 59 in the last week. Definitely going to happen by the end of Thanksgiving. I was going to try to run across the chasm, but I realized that I'm running a little bit slower. I'm not taking any more risks tonight. Okay, so we're going to go back to cab, restock, turn in a spell, hopefully get a new spell. Probably invis myself so I don't get wrecked by freaking Dark Elf guards. Oh, you were looking for Demi Lich for like mana regen? Yeah, it is kind of tough to get back into the game, isn't it? You have 4 stacks of essence emeralds on you? How did you get so many essence emeralds? Aren't those worth like 1,000 apiece? The Lizzie says this is a run in desperate need of so. Yeah, I feel you there. You should have been here the other night when I was like 145 of 73 encumbered, and I had to run all the way back from over there. Oh yeah, they were using him. That's right. I forgot. You donated that character. Have you like changed your password so that they can't just log you off or boot you or whatever? Well, tell your guild thank you for the Essence Emerald. Where is the bard about to yeet himself off a cliff when you need him? That would be pretty funny to see. We uh we don't typically take kindly to bards around here. The druids are the ones that booted me out of Chardock though. I will do my best not to die again. We were on a good run. Thank you though. Thank you so much for the res. I learned that I should just feign and can always kill another mob. You can't always find a res. Thank you for going through the pain of like getting out of there. In the middle of your workday, no less, is your boss is calling you like, dude, aren't you on the meeting? Oh shit, he logged out of work to do it. You're such a bro. You're such a best friend. I was on a pretty good run of getting like 5% a night too. see. Who do I need to go to get this spell? I wish I could still get experience in down there. Lizzie says, what would have been the hardest continent lock for Necro? Probably Otis. I feel like Otis is the hardest continent lock, period. But if you did Antonica, I don't know how you would hit. Like, where would you go to get from 50 to 60? Or actually, not maybe not even Otis, but Fadewar? I don't know, actually. I would have to really take some time to like look at zones and look at what you could camp. It's definitely not Kunark. Kunark has great upper level zones. All right, here we are. So I just give him defoliation, and hopefully he gives me Minion of Shadows. The possible spells that I can get are Minion of Shadows, Sacrifice, Scent of Terrace, and Shadow Bond. I already have Shadow Bond. I don't know if I have Sacrifice or not, but it doesn't make a big deal to me right now. But we want Minion of Shadows just because getting a different pet is like really cool. Yeah, Kunark was designed to be able to level all the way up, but like Fadewar or Antonica, I don't think really was. Otis, you could do the whole. Might be able to do like guards too. Like if you were good, you could kill Peniel guards. If you were bad, you could kill Irridan guards. Okay, here we go. I got the spell defoliation in there. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, go. And he gave me sacrifice. So that I can get Essence Emeralds to pay back. Oh, and I already have it. Take this shit back, Izarod Friston. I don't freaking want it. He took it. He took it. He was like, all right, man. That's so funny. How much is that spell worth? It's not worth that much. 400 plat, 250, depending on what you're looking at. Yeah, give that back. I didn't actually mean it. Man, that's 2 sacrifices and 1 shadow bond that I've gotten, and no minion of shadows. I was toying with the idea of getting off, but I kind of want to hit 70% tonight. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Change of scenery. Either Burning Wood Giant Fort or uh I gotta give away some gear. I'm like full up on gear. Ooh, I can sell this forest loop. I forgot about the forest loop. That's a lot of bookmarks. Yeah, I don't know where I would go if I was not continent locked. Probably somewhere in Velius. Let's see, do I need anything? I've got plenty of Parados. Got plenty of food and water. The run out to Burning Woods isn't that bad. Yeah, for all I know, I would end up back in Kunark anyway if I wasn't Kunark locked. Dandius is in Chardock right now. He's always doing the exit. There's a handful of people in Burning Woods, so I might not even be able to get a camp out there. Honestly, Belizzi, I would probably do something that made me a lot of money. Felwythe guards are good, but they're always camped. Like you can see, there's two high-level Necros in Felwythe right now. I have a question about Felwythe guards. For those of you that have done them, where do you go to vendor after you get like a full inventory of fine steel or whatever? Collins Plays says, LOL. Kunark Lock means no guard camping, no bard diet. Do you even necro? I kind of got necroned down in Howling Stones a minute ago. Oh, there's a vendor a zone away. That sucks though, because you have to like leave your camp. Yeah, Steam Font's like 2 or 3 zones away. Probably almost mandatory to have J boots. Collins asked, "Do people ever camp FV guards?" I thought about it. and I think I even actually tried to kill him, but they have like twice as much MR and twice as much HP as any other guard. Yeah, they're really hard. And I also think my FV faction is probably close to dubious, if not dubious, so I don't want to try to like ruin that either. Valizzi asks, in your opinion, what is the best race for Enchanter? Hands down, Gnome. And the reason why is because as a Gnome, you're tiny and you can charm a giant and they're huge and it's funny. And tinkering, apparently. Which I know nothing about, even though I have a Gnome Enchanter. I should probably look into this. Yeah, FV over there guards are pretty much a no-go. I like Gnome because the starting area is really good. Once you get that level 1, like, flying sword pet, you can completely crush that place and make it to like level 8 super fast. There's a worm sitting here, like, trapped inside a rock. See, if this place was full of just these worms, I would probably stay out here, but those Chromadrax are not good to fight. They, like, dispel your buffs and shit. And that one's got his, like, whole body submerged under the freaking the ground. Yeah, I don't think so either, Neutral. I think that Skyfire is, like, not a good place to level. At least doing, like, solo root rotting stuff. Yeah, you can farm spells out here, but without J boots, it's a big pain. because the mobs are super spread out, and you need to pull them back here to be able to kill them without having a bunch of stuff aggro. Because if you try to just root route them where they're standing, you're gonna end up like swamped with Chroma Drex. We'll try a Chardock and hopefully there's a entrance or an exit open. I'm not super hopeful, super optimistic on that. These guys, these two druids have been poop socking that place for like the last week. I tried soloing out here too at one point. I tried doing this burning woods, like just finding mobs and killing them. It was not very effective either. Like if you're not a bard, you're not gonna get much mileage out of Skyfire or Burning Woods, I feel like. Apparently you can zone to Plane of Air from Vishan's Peak. Oh, Plane of Sky. I was like, what? Plane of Air. I've never been to either of those zones. I'm such a noob. I want to go to Plane of Hate after I finish this. Does anybody know when they added all those planar zones? Was that all in Kunark? Hate and Fear were classic? Huh. I thought the only things that you could raid bosses you could kill in the very original EverQuest was Nagafen and Vox. I've done a little bit of the POP planes. They're like weird. I did a Plane of Justice, I think. There's like a little I don't know, it's like a mini quest thing you have to do in there where you like zone into different instances inside the zone or something to kill certain mobs. It was a long time ago. Really hope we get a camp in here. Colin says, I think I'm in the timeline Hate and Fear were added just before Kunark. But the first versions were kind of meh, and they cleaned them up during Kunark Rebellious, so the versions of Fear and Hate on P99 are a little better. Yeah, I think you're right. I feel like I've read there was like revamps of the planes. It's really cool to go back through the old patch notes from like 1999 all the way up through the end of Bellius. Like the developers were very publicly against like kiting. They did not like kiting and they fought it. They tried to like prevent players from kiting for the longest time. And they even put it in like the patch notes like to prevent players from kiting, we are making this change. I don't know. There's you know what? There's nobody at entrance. I could just tag it and see if anybody says anything. Well, here I got a guy already attacking me, so I guess we're doing it. Oh, this is the pat. So yeah, we'll just take entrance. Colin says, and all the accidental and purposeful bard hate. I don't really remember reading too much about that, but I feel like they did. I don't know. I feel like they didn't want people twisting songs. I don't think that was ever intended. So Lizzie says, "What is wrong with bards?" Ah, man, does somebody want to take this one? I feel like I've publicly railed on bards enough on this stream. So my issue with bards is that they show up to a zone and then they consume all the enemies in the zone for their own personal gain. Colin says there was a classic patch where they broke it so bards couldn't start songs unless they stopped them, like casters. There was another patch where they broke instrument modifiers, and too good a drum meant speed song rooted you. That's funny. That one's actually really funny. You're too good of a drummer, bard. You bought too expensive gear. Neutral says I don't mind fear, but hate is scary AF. That's funny. Fear isn't as scary as hate. All right, I gotta hit the little Ixar's room. Oh, my Feign Death failed. The hell is Kuwinks? Looks like a druid. Probably like, hey, I'm a druid and I'm here to charm. Now I don't want to go to the bathroom because he's gonna take the spawns. Why is he? I'm about to pull to right here. Casual meme fan says your druid impression is spot on. I should have checked exit, but with Zandius being in zone, he's always in exit, so I feel like it would have been a waste of time. Right, now we have another druid. Another druid I'm gonna have to compete for these camps for. I saw a forum post one time where people were railing on druids and they called all their like, you know how like druids forage and then they drop the fishing grubs and shit that they don't want. And those little bags, they look like kind of like poop. And the forum post said that like these druids are leaving their little druid poops all over the place. They're like the only class that leaves droppings behind. Colin says disruptive players stick out like a sore thumb. Disruptive bard players stick out like a sore thumb on P99. That's why they get a lot of hate. Wait, there's a smartphone app to avoid. You're gonna have to explain that one. Colin said, at least we don't need a smartphone app to avoid druid droppings. Like an app that about avoiding dog poop or something? All I know is I like really have to pee, but I don't want to lose this camp, so I'm like just gonna suffer through it, I guess, for a little bit. Oh. Colin says people feces is a problem in San Francisco, and there's an app you can use to avoid highly contaminated streets. Yeah, that's like really unfortunate. That's a freaking problem. Like if I was the city council or whatever, like I would be like, we got to do something about this. Now my city is known for poop. There was a homeless camp here, like a really big one where I'm at, but I noticed today as I was driving home from work that they kicked them all out. And they had like trash trucks out there. They were cleaning it up. Like the police were out there. So I think they just did it recently. But I feel like they do it like once a year and then the people come back. But I looked over there one time and they had a pile of garbage that was like a freaking mountain. There was garbage bags piled up. It was like the size of a one-story building. All right, we just ticked back up to 69% again. I just got one more percent to go for my goal for the day. This time I am going to go hit the head real quick. I'll be right back. Neutral says it's good to reach goals like 70%, but it's better to beat goals. Yeah. I gotta sleep at some point. 5% in a night is good. Just pull a 24-hour stream like impromptu out of the blue. I've gotten better because like I'm on 3 hours right now, and when I first started streaming again, I was like tired after an hour. So I'm building my stamina up. Let me build up my stamina some more. It is easier with company. Kevin freaking saved me during that stream. That dude hung out with me like all night. When I was like playing Valheim and trying to put a roof on a house for like 3 hours straight and completely brain dead. I should go back and look at that 24-hour stream. I feel like I would go like 30 minutes without talking. And then finally I got so brain dead, I was like, I have to play Everquest, but I can't play Mr. Best Friend because I'll die and lose experience. So I just made like a level 1 monk. I was pretty much miserable though, like the whole next day after that 24-hour stream. I'm just glad I started it at like 5 a.m. What kind of nerd gets up at 5 a.m. to start a 24-hour stream? Casual has a point. He said 5 a.m. gaming is peak experience. I'm telling you guys, when the holiday bonus hits, I'm setting an alarm and I'm getting up at like 4 or 5 a.m. and I'm getting my camp and I'm staying at that camp. That's to say if I don't hit 60 beforehand, because at the pace that I'm going, I might be 60 before the holiday. Then I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and level my monk. Now, if I'm going to level another character, I'll do Regressive solo self-found. A lot of people are asking for mage. Or I could completely flip the script and do a Otis only paladin. That'd take me 3 years. Otis only Kunark only Necro took me 2 years. Otis only paladin would take me like well into my 40s. I would be like in advanced middle age by the time I finished it. I should sit down with the wiki and see like what does that actually look like. Neutral says I suggest you enjoy the end game before you do anything crazy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want to actually like I don't know, see what being a max level in this game is like. Damn it. Tribal war boots are rotting. If anybody needs tribal war boots, get in here. I've got that enchanter to level 49 that I need to finish as well. Yeah, I've got like a to-do list a mile long casual